The first pro with this 2023 Toyota Prius, it's got to be with the way that it looks. There is not a bad angle anywhere on this car. It looks tremendous, and this is going to be the new design language moving forward for future Toyota products. So if you like it, great. If not, leave your thoughts below. But people are taking notice to this. It's a cool car. It's lower, it's sleeker, and that's going to attribute to the next pro, and that's going to be with its very good driving dynamics while pulling off a good ride quality as well. At first, I was a bit worried going into this, thinking that it wouldn't drive well because it's riding on these 195 wide rollerblade tires, and that couldn't be further from the truth. You hustle this thing through turns, yeah, you can get a slight tire chirp, but for the most part, it's hugging corners pretty well. There's very minimal body roll with this. Toyota has done a very good job in designing and calibrating this product. And as I mentioned before, the ride quality, it's not back shattering. It rides good even with these 19-inch wheels. So I'm very pleased with that. Now, for some people, they might consider this a con, but that's going to be the overall tire noise slash wind noise that you're going to be getting with this car. The reason why it's not a big deal for me is because the way the tire noise and the wind noise comes through this cabin, it's almost like it's part of the car. Like, hear me out on this. It's like a white noise that doesn't really bother you. It's almost like having a ceiling fan turned on in your house. You hear it, but it doesn't really bother you. So yes, technically, other products from different manufacturers like Mazdas or Hondas, or even Nissans, Hyundais, and Kias might be quieter than this, slightly more refined. They're pulling off the more premium luxury type vibes a little bit better, but this isn't going to bother anyone. In fact, this has the most connected driving experience amongst any of its peers. You always know what's going on the road, and the wind noise, I mean, everything kind of makes you part of the driving experience, if that makes sense. If you test drive it, I really don't think you're going to be disappointed with this product because this feels like all the other Toyota vehicles that's currently for sale, like the Camrys, the Corollas, the RAV4s, etc. It's got the same type of feel, and that's not really a bad thing. You feel connected. But the next pro that I really like is the interior space. I think they did a really good job with this. It's clean, it's minimalistic. I like the new infotainment screen here. It's a 12.3 inch. That's what you get with the Limited, and this screen is optional with the XLE. But standard with the LE and the XLE, you're going to get an 8-inch screen, and that's totally fine. You're going to be getting wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto with both screens, and this works really well. It's quick to respond, it's elegant, and the climate control is completely separated from the screen. The center console is slim, but also offers you pretty good space here. You also have a secret compartment in the front. You have 2 cup holders, your USB-C ports. The wireless charging pad is intelligently designed. You're charging your phone, but it's not distracting. It's kind of hidden away from you, your phone. So I think that's really well done. And the armrest space is okay. Same thing with the glove box. Seats are comfortable, plenty of lumbar support, so that's great. One of the things though is this seating position, for me, it's not a pro or a con, it's just different. Some people might really hate this, so I'm just gonna bring this up. The way this car is set up here, first of all, you have a mile-long plastic dashboard, which I think is because of the wedge-like stylish front that it has. That's probably why this dash is so large. But you have this digital gauge cluster and this small steering wheel, both of which are fine. I like that. But the way it's set up, I have to put the steering wheel all the way down so I can see the gauge cluster. Because if I bring the steering wheel up in a more traditional fashion, then it's blocking my gauge cluster. So I'm having to put the steering wheel all the way down. I've never had to do this with any other vehicle. This is a completely different driving position than what I'm used to, but I found that the ideal hand position is like a 10 and 2 now because this steering wheel is so low. It's okay, it's not a big deal. Again, it's just different. But what I will say is this A-pillar does produce sort of an annoying blind spot. So just be wary of that. You do have a little window here to help you out, but overall it's manageable. It's not a big deal. Rear seating space is good. You can definitely fit adults in the back. I'm 5'11", but the con is going to be getting in and out of this car. Again, because of its more low-slung design, some of you might not like getting in and out of this car. Could be a little bit uncomfortable for some, but if you're used to SUVs, then this might not be the best for some. Regardless though, I don't have an issue, and seating space, it's not as large as it once was compared to the previous generation bulbous, weird looking Priuses. Despite the way those cars looked in the past, they did offer better headroom, I feel like, and slightly better legroom. Again, I find this to be acceptable. And really, this car is a good package because we still have that hatchback in the rear. So you have almost SUV-like practicality, and you can fold down the rear seats. So you can fit a lot of things in here. And that's what I'm saying. This car, it might be kind of small in stature. It's only 181 inches long total, but the space is good for storage, and you can easily fit this inside of a garage. It's easy to park. I really appreciate it, and I really enjoyed my time with this car. Value-wise, I really don't think it's that bad. I mean, I wouldn't go for this fully loaded limited. Yes, it comes with some good features like the JBL audio system, heated and cooled front seats, a 360 backup camera, but I think you can forego some of that and stick with the XLE trim level, and that's going to be around $32,000. I think that's the sweet spot. You can save even more money by going with a gasoline powered Corolla or even the hybrid Corolla. You lose out on the hatch, but you're paying significantly less. You can get a all-wheel drive hybrid Corolla for around 28 grand, an SE trim level, and an SE gas model is going to be around 25 grand. So you're saving a lot of money there. So if you're having difficulties getting this Prius, then going with the Corolla, not a bad play. I definitely would not recommend leasing these vehicles because the interest rate on these leases are around 7.5%. You're better off just financing this for like 36 months, paying it off as quickly as possible, and there you have it. I guess the other pro is going to be financially. These things do hold their value extremely well. It's a dependable product. So it's one of those cars that the average consumer, especially brand new, they can buy this stuff with their eyes closed and it's not really a big deal. That's the benefit of buying into this brand. And yes, paying MSRP, that seems to be the best deal right now. So that also makes it easy for a current buyer. Don't expect any discounts. If your local dealership has one in stock and they're selling it at MSRP and you want it, just go get it. So hopefully this quick video was of value to you. Thanks again for watching. Take care and goodbye.